This shit feel like ain't seven. Put lines on through my ass. Wake up in the morning, count my blessings. Feel like heaven. This shit feel like ain't seven.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Money Down, the Believe Network. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Another live episode back again on a Monday, man. Gotta talk Knicks Celtics first, though. That game just ended. That was a wild one. That's playoff basketball right there. Looked like the Knicks was about to get ran out the gym. It was down 20. Everything was going well. Going well for those Celtics early on, but the Knicks, they started to get some stops. Brunson started to heat up a little bit. OG started hitting some shots, and then obviously, Mikal Bridges, he was locking up on defense, made the stop, at the end of the game. And I know I played in New England, but I picked the Knicks to win this series. It's gonna be tough for them to win. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them to win this series. It's gonna be. I just think they match up pretty well with them. Aside from, they keep creating a switch to get, Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson isolated, which that's not a ideal matchup for them. But I do think, these teams, like, they match up well, man. They got guys that can go get buckets and make plays. I think it's a series that can go 6 or 7 games. Yeah, I like Jalen Brunson. I don't know. I just like the way he plays. He's tough. He's
a baller.
Yeah, invincible.
Clutch.
He's gonna go who? He's gonna come through in the clutch. He be looking gassed out there too. And I like the way he played basketball. I don't know I know, Warren, you might not have caught the end of it, but what you saw from that game, so.
I seen the C's shoot a lot of threes late, bro.
Like 50.
I heard Reggie Miller saying I think they might have missed like 40 plus
45
threes. 45, which is crazy, right? But and we knew that about the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? It don't take a rocket science to watch them. They're either gonna beat you by a lot, or they're gonna be in these tight games where you can always rely back on, like, damn, all those missed threes. If you just make maybe a couple of them, you put yourself in a better position. But as I was watching the game, man, I was thinking, I was just like, obviously with the Lakers being out, there's still some good teams in the playoffs. But I was thinking, like, man, what's the best case scenario of an NBA Finals that I think would be enjoyable? And then, man, I think the Wolves and the Knicks will be a good series, bro. We talking about a Ant-Man, a young up and comer, like, star of the league. He been talking hella shit lately.
Gas.
And you get him in that environment of, you always hear about all the top players talking about playing in New York, right? Playing in front of the Garden, Madison Square Garden, all the nostalgia that come with that. I'd be super excited to see the Knicks pull out with this series, but I don't think nobody beating the Celtics in a 7-game series.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be extremely tough. But it was important for me to definitely steal that game one, because it was rocking and TD going.
I can imagine. Boy, sell out for their team.
And they had to win this game, right? You can't come back from down 20, take the lead, right, and not win. Not win. It's going to hurt you too much for the next game.
It's a heartbreaker.
So, where's Porzingis? He hurt still? Is he
hurt? Yeah, he got hurt.
Again?
He the key piece, though. He the key piece for the Celtics, bro.
He was on BS the first. He had 0 points in the first half, but he left the game with an illness. I mean, so that could have been the issue. But yeah, if he plays well, they almost impossible to stop. I mean, everybody on the floor can shoot. Everybody on the floor can defend. Kind of all 5 positions. So I think the downfall for the Celtics tonight was all the threes. Like, when you get in isolation on Mitchell Robinson and Karl-Anthony Towns, go to the cup area now and then. Like, they can't
get them in foul trouble.
Like, they can't run with you all the way to the basket. You know what I'm saying? But that's the nature of the NBA now. Like, go ahead.
No, I got
living now by the 3.
Yeah, living. I want to ask you a question though, right? Obviously you played in a lot of big games. You played in the biggest game there is as a football player. In them clutch moments, bro, is your heart racing up like? Because I don't think a lot of the average people, or even just the average players and even superstar players, can have that feeling of being in a game where it's literally the championship, right? And it's do or die off 1 or 2 plays. So how did that feel for you? Are you calm, or has your nerves set from the game, or do you feel a little bit elevated in that moment?
Quite honestly, for me, I'm calm. And I always say it's pretty crazy. I get more nervous watching than I do actually playing the game. When I'm in the game, I'm locked in. it's just routine for me. Like whether I make the play or whether I don't. Like I don't make it too big or make it, the situation is smaller than what it is or bigger than what it is. I just play it for what it is, trust my preparation, and hopefully my execution will get me to win that rep or make the right move or make the right player or make the right decision for my team. But yeah, I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collected. I trust the work that I put in. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I don't want to make the moment bigger than what it is, because I think at times the guys that get a little nervous in those situations, they're like, okay, this is like the biggest moment of the game. Like I gotta come through it, which is, that's a reality. That's really what's going on. But I just think if you overthink it, then that routine play that you made a million times becomes, so much harder because you really overthinking something you've done over and over and all season long. So that's really how I am in those moments. But I will say, like even like as a coach and as a fan, I get especially if I'm watching somebody I know. I get nervous for that person, which is I think that's kind of a human element. And I just think when you're on the outside looking, it's just a little bit different. But everybody might not feel that way though. So I can't speak for everybody else. In those situations, that's just me. But I don't know how, like even for y'all, like how y'all feel like in those type moments, like whatever, 4th down game on the line, which Warren, you done made some clutch plays. They're like, I'm dead serious. You know what I'm saying? Like are you thinking about it? Like it's just like I'm going to make the play. Like trusting what you've done. All your life.
I'm very similar. I think that it's like moments like that where you have to be calm and you got to be locked in, because when you start thinking about all the lights, I don't want to mess this play up, and also when you make the mistake the most. When you overthink it is when you're gonna mess up. So I'm usually pretty calm. I'm usually pretty calm about it. Like I said, I don't think any play. I mean, even in you think like Big Ten championship games or rivalry games and things like that. Those games that mean so much. I don't feel like I've ever let the moment get too big, as they say, right? You can never don't ever let the moment get too big for you. So I don't think so. I mean, I just think it's a mentality of just like, this play is going to be the same as the last play, or this game it ain't just another game, but you got to have a mentality that it's just another game, right? You got to treat it like that, right? Obviously, you want to win every game. You want to play your best ball every game. But when you start making the stage bigger for yourself, is when you're bound to make mistakes. You're overthinking it. Who saw what? I messed up the last play. Dang, I hope I don't mess up the next one. Like, you got to move on. And you got to be able to brush stuff off quick. Otherwise, it's going to stick with you, and you're not going to play to your highest potential. You play fastest when you're not thinking about it.
Yeah, 100%. And, I talked about Jalen Brunson a little bit, and I put in like the little topic thing. Who y'all taking? They was teammates in Dallas. Jalen Brunson or Luka? Who would you rather have on your team, like at this current moment?
Man,
I'm taking JB.
I'm about to say, right? Like,
I'm taking JB.
Obviously, Luka, how he was able to come in the league by storm. I don't think a lot of people would have seen Jalen Brunson becoming what he is now. It's a lot of guys that can go somewhere else to another location and become the star that they do become. And I think that was the case with Jalen, right? He just needed to get somewhere where the ball was in his hands and he had that power to go out there and make those plays. Key thing, right? I talked to Brandon Knight, who trains down here in South Florida, and obviously he was in Houston with James Harden, and just hearing him in the conversations that he talked about, he always said, right, like, it's a lot of guys in the NBA that can go out there and score 30 points or whatever the case may be. They just don't have that green light. And I think now that Jalen Brunson has the green light to go out there and be able to pull at any moment and go get those buckets, I mean, he's just playing at a totally different level. I think clutch-wise, I'm gonna go with JB, but Luka. I mean, we got to think. Last year, Luka just hit He just hit a clutch shot. I want to say to send him to the finals, right? So
I think
both great players, though.
Yeah, if you talk about like today in this moment, if you talked about like when they first came into the league and all that stuff, okay, I'm taking Luka hands down, right? But I just felt like over the course of time, Luka, I don't feel like plays enough defense for me, bro, because it's a two-way game. And I think Jalen Brunson does play a little bit more defense on the ball a lot better than Luka does. And if they're playing one-on-one, I feel like I'm going to go JB just because he does have a clutch factor. He knows how to get to the bucket. He knows how to create for himself. And Luka does too. Don't get me wrong. Luka's elite, right? But when it comes to the defensive aspect, I don't know. Luka is a liability.
On defense for sure.
And Jalen Brunson, he's not a great defender either, but I mean
he's not. But he'll guard an on-ball defender for sure. He's gonna guard an on-ball defender. Yeah. Whereas they're not gonna put Luka on the person bringing the ball up the court either.
I think too, the Knicks got as far as a defensive culture and guys around that can obviously switch and help. I think they have a little bit of better defense, which is able to also, I won't say hide Jalen, but at the same time, right, like can give him some help. The teams that Luka played on with Dallas, I mean, they had decent defense, but you can't really hide them nowhere. And then also in LA, right, like you can't hide them nowhere either. Versus you look at a Knicks team with, OB, you got
Hart.
You got Hart. Like those are guys that when you look at it, you're like, man, I'm solid defenders, right? So I don't know. I just think the better team, the Knicks got.
I hear what you're saying, but I feel like the reason
they're gonna find a way to get that isolation.
I feel like the reason you can't hide Luka.
Help, James. Listen, drop. They better help.
The reason you can't hide Luka is just because of who he is, bro. It's just because of who he is and the star power he has. And that's why you can't hide him on the court, regardless of who else you got around you. You can't hide him, period.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going Jalen Brunson. I like the way he played the game. He's physical, he's tough. And I think that's like the biggest thing for me is that toughness for the entire game. Like Luka, when it's rolling, like he tough, he talking his stuff, everything going on, and then he not getting some calls and them shots not falling. He get to talking to the refs. He whined a little bit. He not playing no defense. So obviously Luka's a great basketball player, especially on the offensive side. He obviously needs a lot of work on the defensive side of things, but I'm rolling with JB. I mean, I think for him, his last year or so in Dallas, when Luka got hurt, that's when he really got that opportunity to get that green light there. And then eventually he went to New York where it was, really turned into his team. And he really, I think that those couple of years in Dallas really elevated to get him where he is right now. And he's truly a leader, the other team, which he was in college. Like he's one of those older guys in college. I'm pretty sure he did, 3 or 4 years at Villanova, which typically, the NBA doesn't really favor or cater to guys like that. It's really the guys like Luka, the LeBron Jameses, those guys that are number 1 overall picks, got a lot of hype coming to the league. So I just love his story of how he, really grinded for everything he got. And now he's, a franchise player. And look, he's putting on display in the biggest moments, in his career so far. So, definitely shot.
Before we switch, who do you think is the winner of that trade, right?
I mean,
because obviously, right, like Dallas, if you look at it, like I think if Kyrie don't get hurt, they probably do. Yeah,
they're doing some damage.
They do some damage, but I just think obviously with the first round exit for the Lakers, who do you think won that trade after the GM got all that heat?
I mean, I'm gonna still say the Lakers just for right now. I think, for your future, Luka has more promise than a guy like, Anthony Davis, obviously great basketball player, but future wise, like, he's hurt a bunch, how many years he actually gonna be there and whatnot. At least with Luka, you assume like the Lakers are trying, or you assume he wants to be there long term, hopefully. And hopefully it works out. You never know. The players got all the control. He may show up in the offseason like, I ain't really like my few months of playing here. You gotta get me up out of here, which I don't think they ain't doing that after making that trade. But thoughts on this Cavs team, man. It's interesting because I gotta see it to believe with the Cavs. I'm gonna keep saying that. I know they won the first playoff series, and they lost game 1 the other night versus the Pacers, which they're a dangerous team. It's just one of those teams where I can't bank on them to go out there and win. Like a great regular season team, kind of like the Thunder. The Thunder in that same boat for me. Great regular season team, but when it come down for playoffs, I'd rather side with Denver Nuggets. I'd rather side with the T-Wolves or a team like that I trust a little bit more in those crucial situations. But they got all the pieces. I will say that they defense, offense, playmakers, all that. I mean, they could present a lot of problems for anybody they match up against with those two, those two big men that they have. So if they are able to get out of this series versus Indiana, I think I start believing a little bit more. I don't know what y'all think about the Cavs.
Dog barking in the background. Sorry, fellas, but no. I mean, I thought it was a game they was gonna win, right? Like
I thought so too.
Kind of battled and struggled the whole game, but at the same time, they've always been a team where they're able to put it together towards the end of the game, and they went on those runs, but they just couldn't finish it. I think the Pacers shot amazing last night from 3.
They shot very good,
very well. And if they continue to play like that, they're gonna be tough to beat, right? We already know they're a great offensive team. It's just always on the defensive side of the ball that we kind of like, can they? And if they come and play good defense, I think they're gonna be a threat moving forward too.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with what you said, James. They remind me a lot of OKC, right? It's just like you got to see it to believe it. A team that ain't really been in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? As of recent with the squad that they have, they did make the playoffs last year, didn't they?
Yeah,
lost in the first round again. So I mean, like, just got to see how they play. In these tight games. I mean, it's a big time. It's a big stage. Can't let the moment get too big again. Gotta win that. You gotta win at home. So now they gotta go steal one. They got another home win. They gotta go steal one on the road too.
Yeah, on the road.
It's just, I think not having Darius Garland hurts them too. Him being injured last night, that hurts as well. Because I mean, Devin Mitchell, fire, right? That boy, he's a baller. But I think also having another guy that's on the perimeter that can shoot, knock him down, get to the bucket, make plays. I think having Darius Garland helps you a lot. And I just don't think I don't think the other guys are filling that role like Darius Garland would.
Yeah, and to me, like, these are the type of series, like, if you're going to be a great regular season team, like, you gotta win these type of series right here. Like, to have that great of a regular season, you get to round 2 versus the Pacers, which they're a good basketball team. I expect them, to win a series like this. But the NBA playoffs have definitely been lit. The atmospheres have been great. Honestly, I miss being in Boston. I'll be at one of them games, man. It'd be turned to TD Garden. So definitely excited to watch the rest of the NBA playoffs. Should be really good. We'll turn the page. We'll keep it in Boston though. My guy Julian Edleman getting inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. So definitely shout out to him, man. Jules. Crazy story, man. College quarterback, drafted late rounds into the NFL, switched to receiver, had to grind his way through, was on the team with Randy Moss, Wes Welker, guys like that. Didn't really see his opportunities then, but once those guys left, Jules really turned into the guy, for our offense. And truly our offense, obviously Tom was the quarterback, ran through him, but the passing game ran through him and Gronk. And to see the way that dude, worked, at practice, his toughness, the grit that he had. He's the one guy like on our team that could challenge Tom, like when stuff wasn't, going right. Nobody else would really, do anything, like that, especially when it came to game day. So definitely a lot of respect for Jules, man. Learned a lot from him. Although we played different positions, we did, a lot of similar things as far as routes and everything like that. So I was definitely always watching from afar. Man, he's a fun teammate to have, man. Like, you want a guy like Julian Edelman on your football team. You're gonna take some shots, you're gonna deliver some shots, you're gonna make crucial plays. And my favorite part about Jules always, like, after every play, especially like if we don't convert on the third down or something like that or whatever, the ball may not have gone his way. He would typically always be the last dude coming off the field because he talking shit to the sideline or talking shit to the DBs or something. So you always kind of had to like drag him to the sideline so the punt team get on the field and punt the football. But that's just the type of dude he is. He loves the game. I know that's like the classic thing for white players, the gritty, but that's really what he was, man, and loved him to death, man. It was definitely my last. I think it might have been one of my last years when he got hurt. And he couldn't finish the year that year in 2020. That was always tough, for me to see for sure, because I know the type of, the work that he put in. And, him and Cam was off to like a crazy start that year. Like I think Cam would have had a heck of a year if Jules was able to, finish that year in 2020. But it was tough to see, him go out with an injury. He's definitely a guy I would love to see go out on top and go out healthy to finish his career in New England. But definitely shout out to my guy. Shout out to the flying squirrel. Well deserved, man. Well deserved. Shout out.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I low key want to box with Drew just because of that catch in the Super Bowl. You get a pass. you get a pass because you the Brody fam. Like, I was like, oh damn, James won it. But that pass he caught. First of all, Rocky.
But that was wild.
It should have been interception. Yeah.
He picked the tougher one early in the game. But listen, as a cornerback, the toughest route to pick is like that slant and breaking route because it's coming, but it's like, you can jump it.
They play that perfect.
He picked that and scored, and then the easy one he tipped in the air, bro. And Drew caught that, man. When I seen him, I'm like, damn, bro. So, but Drew was definitely one of them ones, man. From a cornerback standpoint, he just knew how to get open. And that's all you got to have, right? When you see a lot of these guys, a lot of the big time names, right? Some of them, have great route running ability, speed. And I won't say Drew didn't have those things, but at the same time, he just knew how to get open. He was always on the same page as Tom, and that's why they was able to be so successful, right? It's no coverage that can stop, those type of things. And they always did those type of things the right way.
Yeah. No, that's a guy you love watching, bro. Just gritty, makes plays, like can break down just about any DB. Like hard to cover, reliable. Like obviously like yourself, Jane, reliable. But just like
them boys, reliable as hell.
Them boys reliable. But you can always expect them to make a play in crunch time. And so just like love watching a guy like that goes out there. Puts his heart out on the line every game, bro. Every snap. Like, there's no fall off a play. Like, that's a guy you want to model your play after, right? So, shouts out to him and had an amazing career. And, don't get any better than that.
Yeah, definitely don't.
Super dope podcast, too.
Yeah.
Super dope podcast. Yeah.
Games with names. Shout out with the dudes on what I forget what they call it.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow,
them boys hilarious, bro.
they still wild for that name.
Them boys
shout out to the guys, man. And this past weekend and going into this week and next weekend, rookies will be going into rookie mini camps. I know we all went through, those 3 days of, straight grinding.
Great days.
Thrown into the fire, man. It's like a whirlwind, especially for guys there's some guys that literally come in for those 3 days. Like you got to go out there, show out. If you don't, that could really be the end. I've seen it work out for dudes. I've seen it, dudes get cut after a day or they make it 3 days and then that's it. It's definitely an exciting time, for a lot of guys. I'm sure a lot of them, walking in, they know the realization of what they're walking into. Like this could be it, and they want to make the most, of those situations. So I don't know if y'all have any stories of y'all selves, some teammates, going, rookie mini. Can you laugh at what he does?
Hey, I feel like we've talked about this before, and I tell this story, bro. But it's not funny, but it's funny, bro. Like, so we're in Atlanta, bro. Rookie mini camp. Like it's one of the last days, and we got one of the guys. I ain't gonna name no names. He was also an undrafted free agent. But one of the rules was because it's a gated area, right? One of the rules was you cannot have a family, girl, friends.
Always gonna stretch it.
It's players only, bro. So we have a day. We got a day where long day, practice, film, things like that, workouts. And on the practice facility, you got the fields, you got 3 fields, and then on the other side, down this huge hill, is just like living quarters. It's like dorm rooms almost. Like they're like apartments almost, but it's like like dorms for the rookies and whatnot to stay. So one of the last days, one of the rooks, he's a DB. I'll tell you that. He's a DB. One of the rooks.
But it ain't hard to like get
yeah. We had a few of them. We had a few of them. So it'll be hard. But it was late. It's like 11:30. midnight. We got to get up the next morning early to start like getting ready and whatnot. And you just hear do 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 do. Me and my roommate, we get up. We like, you hear that? Do 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 do. We open the door and they're like, go back to bed. We ain't looking for you. They close the door. And these are the people that like
they know what room y'all was in?
Nah, they knocking on doors looking for people.
Names?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. They don't know who it was. They saw that there was a girl. There was a female that came in. Somebody slid in. It was a female. So we heard them knocking down.
Too freaked out.
Bro, we open the door. We get back up. They figure out who it is. They open the door. They got the girl walking her out the building, bro. Walking her to the front gate. Told him to grab his things, bro. Put that boy on a trip out that night.
Put him on the Greyhound.
Put that boy on a Greyhound, dog. Put that boy on a Greyhound, bro. We woke up the next morning, bro. He was gone. Locker was cleaned out. All that good stuff, bro. All because he couldn't
wait a day.
He couldn't wait a day. Couldn't wait a day. And literally just a couple of days after that, we was free for a little bit to OTAs, a vet mini camp. So it was like, bro, you couldn't wait that long, bro. You couldn't wait that long, bro. I had a girl about to stay the night. I'm like, bro, how she gonna get out of there in broad daylight? Yeah,
that's
some wild shit, but
it's just sickening to me that you don't work all your life to get to that moment right there. You go, it's literally like 3 days. You can't just wait, dog. Like it just don't make no sense to me that dudes would risk their opportunity to play in the league or have opportunity to play on a different team or anything like that just to get with a female, man. Like it happens every year. It happens every single year. We've had it happen to. It didn't happen in my class, but like a couple years like after that, like we had like a dude. I think he went to like South Florida, a corner. Like he was there. Bro,
what's up, Florida boy, man? What's up?
He
was man. That's what it is.
He was OD. He was like for like a rookie show, or whatever. He like had like played one of his rap videos. That jump was awful, but that jump was awful. But yeah, he got caught with a female there. It's just like, I mean, either get a hotel, do something, man. Like the rules that's put in place. Don't be the guy to try and push the limits, man. Like I said, it's just a waste of opportunity. Like you literally, however long you've been playing football, just to get your foot in that door, and then you go, a female gonna be the reason why you you're gonna be walking out the door a lot sooner than you're supposed to. That's sad to me, man.
Bro, it's funny you talking about. Go ahead, Bree.
Nah, no. So especially, bro, right? Like, again, knowing that, bro, when you either undrafted or you late round pick, boy, you ain't got no damn leeway.
You ain't got no leeway, bro.
Don't get me wrong. I ain't promoting this. If you first round, you second round, listen, them guys there get the opportunities to make stupid mistakes like that. Like, all Bill gonna do is slap you on the back of your head, might send you a fine and tell you don't happen again. But if you ain't in that, you're not in that category, I don't understand why that would even cross your mind to like, yeah, I'm finna try and sneak this. I don't know, bro. People be bugging, bro. That's all that is, bro.
Yeah, it definitely don't make sense, man. I don't get it. So if there's any, probably not, but if there's any rookie listening, just don't be that guy. And make sure your friends or whatever your other, your rookie class, just make sure they ain't doing none of that. You can pop that question up on there.
And they gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, they gonna laugh. They gonna laugh
at
you. Yeah, like how we doing right now.
Right now, that was
Oh man. So I got asked, what was my favorite moment or surprise of the whole draft? I'll tell you what wasn't my favorite moment was, originally, when I got there, I was supposed to do. They told me I would do all 3 picks for the Patriots. Then, it's like 3 picks away. They said they was gonna come, tap us or whatever, like a couple picks before that. Gonna alert you like your pick gonna be up to get you ready for like the name and all that. So it's like I got pick 38. It's like pick 35, pick 36. I'm like, ain't nobody coming to tap me. I walk up to the lady like, y'all gonna come tap me? Or y'all said I got pick 38. Like they bring up the list. They're like, oh, you actually ain't got this pick. You got you got the third round pick, like pick 77. I'm like, oh, okay, well, y'all could have told me that a long time ago and whatnot. I wish y'all would have gave me the first pick so I could have said it and, because I could have moseyed myself on up out of there. So had to wait to the third round. So it's getting closer to pick 77. Patriots trade back. So, we trade back to like pick like 80 something. So they get to like pick 80. They come get me, take me to the other green room to get ready for the pick and whatnot. Patriots trade back again. So it ain't too many picks left in the draft now. I done left work for a few days. Coach B so graciously let me leave work for a few days to come do the draft pick and whatnot. I almost didn't do one.
Well, they
almost ain't even pick.
Almost didn't even get one. So that would have been a very funny story to tell. But it was definitely an honor though to go back to Wisco, Green Bay to announce the pick and got to meet a lot of other legendary players that I grew up watching, things of that nature, and a lot of guys that played at Wisconsin, not with us, but after us or before us and everything like that. That was cool to mingle with some of those guys, like back in the green room, share some stories and things of that nature. So that was a ton of fun. And we had like a little like conversation with all the guys that was announcing the picks. Like Terry and Arnold was there for the Detroit Lions, who's a current player. He was sharing some of his thoughts to the older players, some of the old heads, and they was jumping like it was like the different perspectives from current players, which he'll be in his second year right now, to guys that have been retired like 10, 15 years, like think completely differently, about the game of football and about life in general. It's a different day and age, so it was always kind of, I thought that was it was cool just to hear the different perspectives of what everybody thinks about the NFL currently. I thought that was a ton of fun to, get around those guys for that, hour long and kind of chop it up about, football life and everything like that. So I think that was the most fun part, about the drafts, because you get to share, kind of the stories about, what you went through in the league, and like, especially guys that are retired, we were sharing like some of the struggles or some of the things that we've gone through, post career, trying to figure life out, after that. And a lot of us kind of had some of the similar type things that post football is difficult to kind of figure out your way, after that. Although you've had, success and you made some money, things of that nature, you still got to find your way, once the game is over. So it was cool to hear some different perspectives, when it comes to that. But we'll turn the page to, the draft. Well, kind of the draft. I ain't turned the page too far away, but Quentin Ewers' agent, he just the other day, I guess he did like an interview or something about, he asked some personnel or whatnot from a couple different teams of why Quentin Ewers slid in the draft. And he claims this was the response that he got from the people he asked. They thought he was a third or fourth round pick, but too big of a name to be a clipboard holder. That's what he said. And he was saying it was some chicken shit. I don't know if I'm necessarily, buying that. Like I know Quentin Ewers, he is a big time, college player. He had a big name coming out of high school and all that nature. Went to Ohio State, transferred to Texas. But I don't know what his sources. So I don't know if his sources telling him the truth when it comes to that. When it comes to like a Shedeur Sanders, I can understand that, with his pops and everything, and all the attention that was going on, before the draft. I can understand like maybe I don't want to draft him. It's a lot of extra stuff to him being the third team quarterback or second team quarterback. A lot of issues when it comes to that. But for Quinn, he don't even seem like necessarily that that type of dude. He seemed like he a pretty chill, pretty chill dude. So I don't necessarily understand that. I don't know if he's trying to save face, because he probably told Quinn he's going to be a first round pick or a second round pick, and then you gotta go in the sixth round or wherever he went. I don't know if he's trying to do like one of those, but I don't know how.
Hold on, you're not buying what the personnel said. You're not buying that is what personnel said.
Yeah, I'm not buying that's what the personnel told him. I don't think they're gonna go out there and say that. I just be like,
bro, we saying some wild stuff now.
They do though. But at the same time, I feel like, bro, people deserve to know who the hell said that bull crap. Like,
who
said that? Like, if you the personnel that really thought that he would get too much attention as a QB2, you fried as well, bro. Like, I don't know. I think what hurt Quentin, bro, was obviously the injuries, and then, bro, it hurt his play later on as the season went on. And when you have the quote unquote the first pick of the draft coming behind you, that put some heat on you too, and it just didn't work out for him. Like, again, I'm a person that's high on Quentin. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's gonna be solid in the league. Obviously, the Dolphins have a QB1. Hopefully, he get a shot at some point. But just the whole college thing, bro. I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, bro. Great player could easily have gone first round, but ran into some struggles with some injuries, and that's how it fell. Yeah, he could have went first, fam.
Easily.
Yeah, I'm saying
if he balled out,
if he balled out, like,
yeah, if
he balled out. I mean, because he's at a big enough school that can come with that prestige, and if he, you know, I mean, but
I heard what I said. He wasn't even the best quarterback on his team. That's just
Quinn was straight, but yeah, I mean,
he was straight. But I don't know if he would have been first round, bro. I feel like
you think Archie. So you're saying Archie was the best quarterback on the team, but why do you think
Archie's
that?
better.
How? When he played West Bubba. Like, what? He didn't play Bama. Like, he wasn't getting no burn when they was playing Bama and stuff like that. We gonna see this year though.
I'm not super high on Quinn.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, boys. I'm blitzing the hell out of his ass too, bro. You got to show me, bro. I'm sending.
I'm trying to make it easy, though.
Hey, yeah, true.
hey,
bro, running all types of two invert with the safety coming out with all types. Ain't gonna go again, bro.
That bag.
Hey, man, Coach Soul's dialing that motherfucker up. Yeah.
Now watch. I say what I said. And them boys go like 2-11 next year.
2-11, but they might go like 6-6.
No, they should be lit, man. They got that money on, man. Them teams like Texas, we'll get into that.
Hey, that don't matter. Hey, we know that don't matter as much.
Hey, them boys
they got money, but you beat, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I seen a video, man. Them boys got the lamb deal, bro. You come to Texas, you pick your Lambo.
Outside the facility.
Outside of a facility. Oh, you want the orange one with the black ribs?
I bet say less.
Come on, man. We got you.
Customize it the way you want. We'll trick it out for you. Man. Oh man, we're gonna go to this tweet right here. Man, I saw this tweet yesterday from Des Bryant, but this was a podcast with Deion Sanders, Shador, and Tom. This was a while ago where. Tom, I'm pretty sure y'all seen it where Tom was like, so you don't need to be having like a Lamborghini or whatever, driving a Lamborghini in college, things of that nature. And Des kind of resurfaced it a little bit. He's like, see, I understand this clip is old, but he's like, I said a similar type of thing about Shador Sanders, but why is it when I say it, we as black people, like, since I'm a black person, it's seen as hating. But when Tom Brady says it is some great advice. And I think this is a pretty interesting topic, because I think this happens a lot to where, we as black people pit ourselves, against one another for almost absolutely no reason, which Des is given, to me, honestly, some sound advice. And even if, Shador, even if you think it isn't, I don't think is hating. That's just, his opinion. I just think as people sometimes, especially us as black people, the system's built for us to go at one another and pick each other apart. And when somebody is, truly giving some thoughtful information, like I don't see why anybody would say, it's hating. I think we just got to be better, like when it comes to that. And like if he said something outlandish or anything like that, or calling somebody out their name, that's different. You know what I mean? But if it's something that could be beneficial to help somebody, which look, Shador Sanders, their family got plenty of money and things that ain't never something that he has to really worry about, but it's kind of something that speaks to, what we talking about right now. Texas, they got Lambos, and all that stuff, which is cool to help lure in the recruits, but there really is no reason for, a college football player to have a Lamborghini. Like we've been to college, we lived on a college campus. There's absolutely no need, whatsoever. And I get it. You want to be like the NFL players, you want to be like, the rappers and things of that nature, which is cool. Like kids want to grow up fast. Like especially with social media, you see everything that's going on and you want that stuff right now, which I get it. Like if social media was there when, which it was, but like how it is right now, like back then, sure, maybe I still would never bought no Lamborghini. I don't care how much NIL money I would have had, in my pocket. But I just think it's an interesting thing that he kind of brought up. But yeah, I think it happens, quite often to where, we really go at each other as people, like when somebody's literally trying to help somebody, whether they take the advice or not, that's, cool, whatever. Like, I don't think he was doing anything malicious. I don't know how y'all feel about that type of subject.
You know what, bro? I just think it just boils down to the kids nowadays don't have tough skin. I know everybody is raised and brought up differently. I know for like myself, I come from a very big family, right? Where people will call you out on certain things, dog. And you know what I'm saying? Regardless of not if you agreed with it or you didn't, you had to sit there and take that heat. And I think, the kids nowadays don't have that, right? You can go to somebody right now and say something to them, and it could be obviously drawn out, and you can plan it to make sure that you say it the best way possible so that they don't feel disrespected. And they still gonna try and flip it and say it as disrespect.
Yeah.
And I just think, bro, that's what it boils down to, bro. Nowadays, the kids don't have as tough a skin or have to go through the things that we had to go through when we were, when we were younger. When we were younger, bro, shit, if you wore a pair of cleats that was a certain color and you wore spats and all that, they own you. You know what I'm saying? And you had to sit there and you had to take that. Nowadays, man, it's times 10 with that now, right? Like we went on college campus, we seeing all type of Benzes and all type of Hellcats and Chargers and all that stuff like that. And I get it, but at the same time, bro, like when you do get into those things, it's another level of criticism that come with that.
Yeah.
And like we always say, bro, and not if you able to dish it or you able to show that you got it, now you got to be able to take the things that come along with having those nice things. A $500,000 car in college, which, being honest with you, it's a lot of people in the league who won't even, who ain't got that Rolls, right? Like Jay White, you done made a bag in the league. You ain't got a Rolls Royce.
I didn't even think about it.
They ain't even think about it. So you got that now in college, and you ain't even touched the league where you when you was growing up. That's the dream, right? Like the dream is to get to the NFL so that I can buy that $500,000 car, or whatever the case is. You getting that in college now, it's a lot that come with it. It's a lot that come with it.
No, I feel that. You know what? I 1,000% agree with that, man. It's this new generation, they don't have thick skin, right? And they don't like being told no, or you can't have this, you can't have that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Like they do want to grow up fast, right? And which is, you make the money.
It's kind of normal.
It's normal.
It's becoming. I mean, that's a normal thing. Like we were like that. We want to do things where as kids, not go buy a lamb. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. But I mean, you have the finances. As long as you're taking care of business, do what you got to do, handle it the right way. Nobody will have an issue with it, right? You ain't got to go flaunt what you got, things like that, because that's how you get yourself in trouble. And I also have kind of a flip side that I really like what Dez was saying in terms of, like, again, I ain't trying to make this about race or nothing like that, but there's a thing that we do sometimes as African Americans, right? Like, we sometimes like subject ourselves to a lower standard than others, you know what I'm saying, than other races, right? And so like, like I said, like a Cam Newton, for example, right? Cam Newton wants to give some advice, give some wisdom. You got kids that want to fight him at the game at a football camp, things like that. You know what I'm saying? But if that was Tom Brady, you're not seeing that.
Never, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so sometimes I feel like we as African Americans look at each other at a lower standard than we look at other races. And sometimes we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear what other people got to say because we feel like you can't say nothing to me. You ain't got this. Like, and that's why we call each other haters and things like that, right? Like I've heard it. I've seen people do it. And you turn around and you talk to, again, not trying to make this super racial, but you guy in the same position, a white guy, and you shake your head and you listen. You know what I'm saying? It's like this guy, the brother, the guy of color that didn't, he told you the exact same thing, and you don't want to listen to it, but then the white man wants to tell you something, and you listen, shake your head, you move. It's like sometimes we subject ourselves to a lower standard, you know what I'm saying, than what we are. Like, we are just as capable. We are just as successful, right? And there are guys that are here to help you, right? Again, you are experiencing things that guys have not experienced in the past, especially at the level that you're at. So it's not coming from a place of hate. It's not coming up from a place of like, we don't want you to have it. It's nothing like that at all. It's, we just want you to manage it, because the image that you're putting out really, it really, what is sometimes what they say, perception is reality, right? So how you act sometimes, like, builds what people see about you. So if you're out there flaunting stuff, you out there flaunting your car, flaunting your money, you know, not saving, you just spending that check, like, what does that look like? Somebody who's cocky, too full of themselves, right? Look what just happened with Shador, right? Perception is, people say perception is reality. That's how they perceive them. That's what they felt about him, right? And again, somebody who gave him advice isn't being a hater for that. You know what I'm saying? But they're trying to help him with his image and how people see him, because, like I said, I don't want to make this about race, but already being an African American, you're already at somewhat of a
behind the 8 ball.
You behind the 8 ball already, so don't make it worse for yourself. So sometimes, like, we can't do that to ourselves when somebody's truly trying to help us. Like, I feel like you can really sniff out what a hater is if they're constantly bagging on you and things like that and not giving you your props where due. You can sniff that out, right? But if somebody truly comes to you with genuineness and says, "Hey, look, like, you should be doing this," if they come to you at least with a solution, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to help you. If they've been where you're trying to get to, so like a Cam who's been in the league, you know, Dion, if you share some advice, a Des Bryant who's been there, all pro, been to that level. It's not from a standpoint of hate, because they already got it. They got it. They can get it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want you to end up like a lot of other statistics that we have. We've had guys do exactly what these college kids are doing right now and end up losing all that cheese, right? So just in that particular, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, we got to stop doing that to ourselves as African Americans.
And it's so crazy, bro, because, right, like, the fact that anybody would say Dez is a hater when he's speaking from a standpoint of been in that situation, right? I followed Dez back in the day on Instagram. Dez had all the Bentleys. Dez had all the Rolls Royces and all those type of cars at the height of his career. So when he pull you to the side and tell you, like, bro, listen, a couple years ago, I was just in your shoes and I did all those things. And here it is a couple years later, right? Like, I'm not saying Dez is hurting for money or something, because I'm sure he's not. But at the same time, you start to sit back and realize and say, damn, like, what is this $200,000, $300,000 car worth? Like, it's not worth nothing at the end of the day. So if I can,
it ain't appreciating in value at all.
It ain't appreciating nothing. As soon as you drive that car off the lot, $500,000, that turned to $300,000 quick, right? Yeah. So you have people that have been in a situation and have blown their money, and whatever the case may have been, but they sit there and they try to give you advice, but we the only culture that sit there and say somebody hating on you for giving you good advice. Like, I never understood it. And then at the same time, we sit there and get mad when certain people don't say certain things, right? Like,
that too.
Somebody don't come in. Somebody, because we're gonna have people like Dez who, like, you know what, I'm gonna take the seat back and just let blase crash out and blow through his cheese, and then a couple of years later, he doing something that he ain't got no business doing. And could I have said something? Yeah, but if I would have said something, they would have called me a hater.
They would have called me a
hater. We the only culture that do that, and I think we just gonna continue to have
to do that. We do that to each other as black people.
We do it all the time.
And we do it too much.
We're gonna have to continue to make strides and figure out ways how we can help young African Americans out. Anybody. Yeah. Then
this goes for everybody, bro. This ain't just for
for sure
black people, bro. This goes for everybody. Yeah. Like, not everybody's trying to hold you down.
Anybody hating because somebody. Hey, go ahead.
And the craziest thing, bro, right? Like, all the chains, all the cars, whatever it is, right? And at the same time, again, bro, you've worked your whole life to get to this moment. I would never tell somebody, hey, don't I got a little cousin right now who's in that process. Got drafted kind of late. You know, like to have fun and enjoy yourself. And I tell him always, bro, listen, I ain't gonna tell you what to do and what not to do, but at the same time, bro, if you buying a chain for this reason, bro, I promise you, fam, at the end of the day, bro, it ain't worth it. And they don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we like to do things to impress other people.
Other people.
Fam, and I can tell you right now, bro, you got all type of players that's going to have it and can come in with the Apple Watch. And then you got people that can come in with the Rolex and the APs, and guess what? They still gonna fool with the person who got the Apple Watch. It's the person, fam. It's not the don't get me wrong, the gear can enhance it, but fam, bro, you don't need to blow all your cheese on unnecessary stuff, because at the end of the day, they gonna still I said it last time. People gonna still fool with you, bro.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't do too much because it attract the wrong people.
Yeah.
It attract the people that you don't want.
That's a whole other conversation, bro. That I think we should have one day. And for sure. Damn it, you're right, Warren. Like,
I mean,
it attract the wrong people.
What I be saying, I don't know where they even wear half that stuff. Like, where do you wear that?
Yeah.
Where do you wear like a kilo and like this? Like, I mean, I honestly wear it to like the game and like the club, but like where? Like,
one time use.
I mean, they be wearing it though. They be in the crib with it on. Which I mean, hey, if I spent $200K, I probably wear them every day. But you know what I mean?
Grocery store, gas run.
And y'all boys, depending on where you at, bro, it's people watching it. Make the wrong move, bro. It's down here in Miami and South Florida, bro. You're gonna be in a whole other situation that you don't want to see in.
Definitely got to be careful, man. But I think at the end of the day, man, everybody. Yeah, we gotta stick together as people, man. Just because somebody give you some advice that you don't necessarily want to take, don't mean they hating and this and that. And a lot of times it's not even the person saying they're hating. This, really the peanut gallery saying that you hating because maybe that person may want what that other person has or something like that. I don't necessarily know what the case is, but just got to be better. Like especially when it just comes to like just sound advice. Like I said, either take it or you don't. It don't mean somebody hating on you. I think that's what it boils down.
You can sniff out a hater, bro.
You can tell when somebody hating.
Yeah,
you can tell when
somebody hating for sure.
But what up, Dominic, man? You can send me your highlights, man. Send me your highlights. I'll check them out. I'll check out the tape.
That boy play receiver.
Yeah, I'll check you out.
We gonna see.
Hey, Dominic, I'm old, but I'll lock you up. Dominic probably go 5 for 5 on the boy.
Hey, them knees ain't what they used to be.
They feel like it, but they ain't what they
heavy.
Oh man, we go turn the page to social standout. Man, I saw this clip on these clips. On Instagram, man.
This is so funny, bro.
I've never seen, bro. It's like the, like whatever they call that slap thing, like the ultimate. I don't know what the name of that slap league where people just sit there and slap each other in the face, like that of football. Like this is like, bro, like people getting concussed out there. Like that is not safe.
Bodies, boy.
Ever,
like for the free,
bro. Like. It's like they delivering some blows. Like it's crazy. Like this must be. I'm assuming this is not in the United States. I'm assuming it's not, but I can see this. This could end up being like one of them.
Boy, hey, coach said, run your feet. Don't stop your feet. Run your feet. Run your feet through contact.
Bring your lunch pail. Yeah.
Hey, Perk, you got the other one, please, Perk. Tell me you got the other one. That other one.
Wow.
That other clip looked like that was like some cheese put behind it. Bro, like, hey, listen. You can win some money off this.
Bro, the kids turned too.
So how much? Hey, both of y'all, how much would it take y'all to enter in something like this? How much would have to be on the line?
Bro,
I ain't doing
that. I'm straight.
For no pass. And bro, Listen, I know if I get, bro, I'm going on Instagram, bro. You see that? That thing got 30,000 likes, Warren.
Hey,
30,000.
and here's the thing. And here's the thing.
Going on Instagram.
Hey, and we
look. This.
Oh, here you go.
But they got the turf stripping on.
What was slid out of bounds, dog? That was slid, bro. That's wild.
Bro, baby, to do that, bro. I'm good, bro. That, bro.
And just for y'all, just so y'all know, that's your L5 on kickoff.
Look, them boys, bro.
That's your L5 on kickoff. That's your wedge buster right there.
Oh,
those are doctors, fam. They got the black gloves on and all, fam. Those are concussion protocol, doctor. You're concussed.
Hey. Yeah, I'm gonna check my DMs after, man. I'm gonna watch the clips, man. I'm gonna let you know what's up.
And the crazy part is the worst. Yeah, the 30,000 likes is bad. Like 30,000 people seeing that junk is bad. You gonna have to come. You gotta come. Hey, but you know what the worst part is? You gonna have to come back to this chat.
Hey, man.
You gonna have to go back to this chat, bro. That text chat gonna be on fire.
Anybody that don't know, bro, between y'all and our friends, but listen, if you the butt of the joke, boy, you better. Hey, listen, you the joke, fam. I don't care you your feelings. That go for me. That go for Warren. That go for James. Listen. If it's your time, fam, just sit there. Just sit there. You better laugh. Because if you get in your feelings, we gonna crack on you some more.
Only gonna make it worse. Can't get mad for real. Can't get mad, man. But before we wrap up, man, I'm gonna go back to last week. I want to talk about that Tyrese Halliburton's dad, when he came onto the court with Giannis on the court with Giannis post game. I thought that was a whole ordeal. I ain't like his, trying to say he was looking through Giannis. The dude's 7 foot. I don't know how you look through a 7-footer from literally 2 feet in front of his face. I don't know how y'all feel about the whole situation. Clearly the Pacers, they suspended him indefinitely.
That boy talking. He ain't looking through nobody. That boy talking. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. We can rewind the clip. Hey, when your family at the game, they fans. So if they get to piping off and saying some crazy junk, hey, they in a lot of fire too. I'm sorry, I don't hear about nobody's family. I know his pop's probably cool and all that stuff, but saying like buddy that was leaning over the railing, got his junk slapped. Had Giannis slapped 5 from that boy, I'd have been on Giannis' side. He probably deserved it. Hey, don't come out the stands, get in my face after a game like this over doing that BS, bro. Nah, you get you part of the court.
What you doing,
bro? I legit wonder, fam. And I just know how we are. I'd have had to ask what the hell you doing, bro? When you got the, I don't know, Giannis too, I seen his interview after the end of the game. Too respectful. I love what he said, right? I got a championship, they don't. But at the same time, that's one of them situations where what they say, you F around and find out. I think even if you would have caught Pops with one or a little nudge or something, bro, it's justified, bro. We just lost a game. What was game 7?
Yeah, they got eliminated. Whatever
it was, 6 or 7, and they had an opportunity. Bro, people gotta stop understand. Right, that's the height of your emotion. We talking about adrenaline and
you getting eliminated.
This the height. This listen. You catch me at this point. I'm
ready to crash out.
I told you, crash out. Hey, Giannis would have been in the right, dog. Giannis would have been in the right, dog. Oh, you ain't see me? Oh, I ain't see you either. You just so happened to catch his hand as I was upset.
Bro,
them rugby players did. You ain't see me.
He had to have one too many, bro. Cause that's OD to come on the court and let him just stand there, post up, right in front of his face, and to say that you was looking through him,
bro. It wasn't nobody else standing there.
Nobody else.
You was looking through. Faded. That's the only way you was looking through somebody, because you was turned. You ain't know who was in front of you. You just
bro, what you see though, bro?
I don't know, bro. It's crazy. But as we said, kind of what the Falcons and the Sun and everything. They made it personal. Like, look, you ain't coming to no games no more. I like it. Set the precedent. Nobody else. He
can't even sit in the
on
box.
TV. He go to the away games. He go to the away games.
I don't think he can he? I don't think he can't go to no away games either.
Yeah, maybe they might not let him in, but I tried if I was him. But we'll see what happens with him. I like what the Indiana Pacers did, but his pop's definitely tripping. But that's a wrap for the Money Down podcast on the Believe Network. Appreciate you guys tuning in to another live episode. We always appreciate the likes, the subscribes, and make sure you guys join the Discord community. We ain't got enough members. Y'all need to join the Discord.
Come on, man.
Chopping it up, man. So, but keep coming back. We'll be back live again next Monday. And we're gonna get some more interviews coming soon too.
We're gonna start up that EA College Football League when 26 come out. So join the Discord so you can get in on this league. We may put some cash up. Just saying it.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all boy. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, unless you want to hear me swearing on the mic, bro, because the game always that I'd be cussing up a storm, but but I participate though, in
the league.
I
ain't no slouch. Now you ain't gonna blow me out, but you gonna hit me.
Hey, let me preface this. There ain't a lot of bread because I ain't on NIL, so it might be like $50 for the win or something like that.
But if I was on NIL,
hey, what? Hey, keep it a band though. Keep it a band. If you on NIL, you got a Lambo out front.
Nah, listen. I have every shoe I ever. I have every sneaker I ever could imagine.
I'd have hired a chef. I'd have hired a person.
Bands.
You'd hire a chef.
Bands, you'd be like,
you might go broke doing that.
No. Somebody that was reasonable. They wouldn't have known.
You know how to cook.
And you get meals from the stadium.
I mean, for long. I meant like long. I'm thinking like right now. I'm talking long term.
James, blowing unnecessary bread.
No, how is that unnecessary bread? Actually, you
know how to cook, fam. You know how to cook.
But some of them, they know how to make their things. I can't cook. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time.
You crazy? A chef in college?
Cheaper than a car?
Unless they delivering the meal.
And then they gotta. I ain't talking about for life. It might just be for a month or two. I just want to live. I just want to take something different.
he trying to live lavish.
Man, you don't go to tornado room, bro.
You gonna go broke going to tornado room?
Yeah, like
come on.
I had it.
Because here's the thing: somebody could come in. You can have somebody come in. You can have somebody.
I had that tornado, that crazy 8 steak on the tornado near you, man. I had an NIL deal.
I'll be good with that. I just want the 32-ounce bone and rib eye. I want it medium rare. I want it seared on the outside. I want it nice medium rare on the inside. No, bruh. The butterfly cut you run the juice.
Why you look at me like that?
My bad.
Let me quick story before we go, bro. Tornado room. So this is obviously where I learned the transition, right? Obviously, I've been getting my whole life. I've been getting well done steaks. Mindful, I'm paying my hard-earned money. It shouldn't matter how I like my steak, right? Like rare, well done. So I ordered a well done steak at Tornado Room, bro.
Man,
bro, listen, bro.
I did too. My first time, I did too. I ain't gonna lie to you,
bro. That steak came back so, bro. He burnt the steak, man. Like literally, like I could taste. Bro, just burnt. Yeah, and then continued to charge me $90 for the steak. That's disrespectful, bro.
I ain't
gonna lie, bro. I'm still upset you talking about butterfly and a steak. I'm sorry.
Yeah, butterfly when you could get it well done. That's what you get.
I'm spending my hard-earned money. It shouldn't matter how I like my steak. If I like it butterfly, I like it butterfly.
You put A1 sauce. You put A1 sauce on your steak too, don't you?
Oh, so hold on. I've had.
Come on, bro.
Hold on.
When you get it well done, yeah.
Some steaks.
Depending on what restaurant you're going to.
I ain't going to the right one then.
I'm just saying, like, you go to a regular restaurant, not a steakhouse. You like order a steak.
Let me put you on game.
Damn, bro, we can get a whole nother comment. Is Longhorn a 5-star restaurant? Steak wise, right?
No.
Damn, y'all boys bugging. And don't get me wrong,
It passed medium
I done
rare.
been-
Burnt.
I
Now you tripping. You tripping, Don. I'm going medium. Man.
I'm sticking medium rare. I even like it black and blue sometimes, where it's super charred on the outside and it's still a little cold on the inside.
Yeah, but you
Bro, you'll eat them.
Sear it on each side, sear it on hot on the cast iron for 2 minutes each side, take it off. Yeah.
You will eat it, bro. You will eat it.
You might well just take it out and wrap it.
Take it out the wrapper, man.
Like,
I mean, that's what you.
Y'all boys,
it ain't gonna kill
y'all
you.
boys crazy, dog. Listen,
But-
now though I've grown, bro. I went to
You're
eat
mature.
at,
You're mature. You're mature.
you know what I'm saying? I went to eat at Eddie V's down here. The guy
you
told me
spending bread. You got that. You do got NIL, don't you? You got that check.
back pay. He got some of that back pay.
That
trying to get it.
Back pay. That back pay.
They tripping. But look, I went to Eddie V's. He told me, he was like, man, try the steak medium. Wait, was it me? No, medium rare. Because I don't, I went from well done to medium well to now I'm at medium. So he's like, man, trust me, if you don't like it, we'll give you money back. I'm like, all right, bet. And it was good, man. Had me a little nice cocktail, y'all boys. Kicked my feet up. Yeah, it was. So I'm a medium rare guy nowadays.
We'll continue this
I
conversation.
know, bro. I gotta tell you a story real quick. I'm sorry, no. I gotta tell you a story, bro. Y'all know I don't spend a ton of money, right? I don't spend a lot of money. Let me tell you about this, bro. And y'all know how much I love to eat. My wife took me out for my birthday last year, bro, and we went to Mastro's, one of the best steaks I've ever had. But we're looking at the menu, and I'll make this quick. We're looking at the menu. The waitress comes up, and she tells me, she's like, "Okay, we have a special. We have a 16-ounce Wagyu." And she says, she talking, and she says 95. I'm like, oh, I catch 95. I'm like, oh, Wagyu steak for $95. Like, that's a steal. 16 ounce? That's a steal. And my wife was telling me, she's like, baby, you can have, she said, get whatever you want. It's on me. I got it. It's your birthday. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But here you go. That there's a 36-ounce bone-in ribeye on the menu for like $80, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna try something different. It's my birthday. It ain't much, and it's a special. So we enjoying a bottle of wine. We got this steak. Like, I'm eating my Wagyu. It's 16 ounce, bro. It's about this. It's about this. You know what I'm saying? This is about this big and about that size. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. It's charred. It's got a nice buttery taste, bro. We getting ready to walk out, and she's like, "Dang, baby." She's like, She's like, "I don't think we've ever spent this much on dinner." I was like, "How much was the check? Like $300 for the both of us?" She's like $675. $675, bro. I made her pull out the receipt. I was like, no. Pull out the receipt. We ain't even made it out the restaurant yet. I'm like, pull out the receipt, bro. I was like, wow. She was like, oh, your Wagyu steak was $375 alone, bro. I about damn near passed out in the restaurant.
I a car payment.
Threw that steak up.
Excuse me. $390. It was $395 alone. That's what I heard. I was like, she told me that steak was $95. She's like, no, she said $395. I heard her. I'm like, bro.
Shout out to wifey, bro. She ain't.
She
let you
know.
Bro. I tell you, bro. Bro. Ever since that day, bro, I've been asking waitresses double check the
7
price.
times.
Like, how much is it? Say it again. How much is it?
Right.
Hey, I think they did. I think they did it on purpose. I think she said, yeah, 95 on purpose.
She got some of that tilt.
Hey,
that LeBron get it.
Yep, bro. I will never pay that much for a steak ever again in my life. I don't care what kind of cut it is. I don't care how big the steak is, bro. Never again, bro. Like, you will never ever.
You'll do it.
Nah, bro. Heck no, bro. And then after that, bro, guess what? It wasn't worth it.
Of course not.
After I saw that price, it wasn't worth it. I was sick.
Oh man, that was a dope story to end on. Man. We appreciate you guys tuning in to another live episode. We back again next Monday. We appreciate y'all, man. Keep tuning in, keep showing love.
I appreciate you.
Hey, brother, I lock you up, man.
Hey, that boy
This shit
said,
feel like game 7.
"Oh."